Hello, sorry guys, thought I'd just, add a bit of tunage to the start of it. Hello everyone, year 5 and 6. Hello, hope you're all well. Welcome to teaching point lesson, or teaching point 2 for lesson 2. I hope you're all well and that yesterday's teaching point was helpful. It was a very quick one yesterday. This one's going to be going into a bit more detail as we've got a few more slides to lesson 2, just because I want to make sure that you all really understand what you're writing and how you're writing it. So obviously, you are going to be writing an explanatory text on how to be a teacher. Please, please, please remember, if you do have any questions, don't forget to ask your actual teachers. We will be there to help you. So an explanation text, we're going to go over the features quickly. And this poster here is really, really helpful. The features of an explanation text are as follows. It usually has a title. It's usually written in the present tense. If you're uncertain what the present tense is and any of these time connectives, conjunctions, etc., please remember to reference your a grammar resource. They are really useful, and don't forget on the second slide it tells you which slides to directly go to, so you don't have to wade your way through them. Please make sure that that's one of the key things you're doing, is going over those features before you get onto anything else. It's really, really good just to remind yourself. And for year 5 in particular, coming up into year 6, it's good to go over those just to remind yourself. So it needs a title. This is really catchy and it engages your reader. Usually it's a question or a statement. It's written in the present tense with a formal tone. Don't forget to use an introduction, which is basically introducing, so telling us what your text is about, as well as giving some description and main ideas. It's got those time conjunctions connectives, such as first, then, next. Obviously, as you're in year 5, use the grammar resource because it will give you more year 5, 6 conjunctions and connectives, as well as those causal connectives and conjunctions. It's got that technical vocab. You will need to have that technical vocab because you're going to need to write a glossary at the end, which goes on here, and that is basically giving a definition for all that technical vocab. You could put the technical vocab sometimes in bold as well throughout your writing, as well as diagrams with labels. That again is in your grammar resource, which tells you how to caption them properly, as well as pictures. Okay, so please use this as a basis. As well as that, your structure. I won't go into too much of that, but here's the summary that I've already gone through for you. I've basically gone through these. Make sure that you go over this so you really, really understand, and this will also help you as well. Now, this is what we'd like you to do in today's lesson, as well as going through both of these and making sure that you understand them and maybe make some notes for yourself so when you're planning, you've gone through it. Using the questions you answered yesterday, so in your first lesson, and then all the information you've researched. So we'd like you to do some of that research from those useful websites to getting those facts and making sure that you're all ready to do it. We'd like to make sure that you also got those subheadings on how to be a good teacher. So what is needed, why is it needed, when is it needed, who's needed, what skills are needed, all of that sort of thing. Thinking of the who, what, where, when, why, how questions. Make sure you also use the success criteria, which I'll take you through in a moment after this example. We'd like you to fill in this here. So once you've read over the examples, you need to complete, and the models, and also the success criteria, we'd like you to complete this planning sheet. It will help you with the structure and the layout of your own explanation on how to be a great teacher. Each of these explanatory paragraphs is where you make a point, so it's where you have your subheading. Okay, so don't forget to include these when you're writing, and also the rest of the success criteria. So today's lesson, lesson 2, we would like you to fill in this plan as well as reading all this information. So you need to use this annotated explanation to support your writing. Make sure that you've read through all of these to see what is exactly needed and how to structure your layout. Look at the annotations and make sure that you include them in your own writing, okay? All of these annotations here, in all these different colours, are mentioned in your grammar resource. So you need to remember that not only should you have all these annotations in your own example, in your own drafting, as well as the success criteria. If you're not certain what they mean, use the grammar resource. As well as that, here's a basic version of something that you could produce on how to be a teacher. If you can't read it properly, let myself and Miss Samra know and we'll email it over to you. If you're uncertain how to write it, you could magpie the ideas from this and develop them on further in a year sort of 4, 5, in a year sort of 5, 6 mode, or model. This is just a really basic sort of like year 3, 4 model. The introduction that you can see here, you don't need a subheading, okay? You never really have a subheading for your introduction. They've just used this because it's a basic model. You could use this and then develop it further. Often it does have like read on to find out more on a rhetorical question throughout, okay? You should by now all know what a rhetorical question is. Well, that's an email. We'd like you, as well as during your planning, we'd like you to also read through these. You can magpie key ideas. As you can see here, it's bolded facts, as well as also put things in brackets, as well as giving you other ideas for openings. And this one doesn't have so many subheadings because, again, it's sort of like a year 3, 4 example. We'd like you to try and include those. But can you spot any of the key features from your success criteria? So here is your success criteria. Now, we would like you, when you're planning this, to write this out or print it out and tick it off. As you can see here, it's got a box for you to tick off that you've included these as you're planning. Can you also challenge yourself? Can you include a glossary at the end of your piece? If you're not sure what a glossary is, it's basically where you've used that technical language or those time conjunctions, etc., and you've explained with the definition what they mean. For example, if you've used the words such as, glossary, you can then do glossary in bold and then you tell us the definition of a glossary. And a glossary is if you've used like specific terminology or up-leveled vocab in your writing, a glossary will be used to explain what they mean, providing a definition. Okay, remember to use the resource slides to help you because they will actually explain what all of those mean. And that's the end of today's slide. I hope that's been helpful. Remember to print this off, tick it off as you go along, and use the grammar resource slides to help you. Please remember, any questions, don't forget to let us know. Have a great day. Bye.